Okay, and we're back with Mr. Jason Alexander from FogBreaker Studios. I got the chance to meet Jason at MECAF. That's the main something
Maine Comics and
Maine
Arts
Comic Arts
Festival.
Festival.
Yep.
I am originally from Portland, Maine, so went back there to check that out, and I got to. And this brother walks up to me, and he's like, I'm like, "Whoa, this is great!" So I'm really excited to have you here representing Maine, or by
Yes,
way of Maine,
yes. Yep.
because there are one or two Black people in Maine.
Yep. There you go. You got one of them right here.
Right, half the population right there.
That's it.
But
That's it.
why don't you introduce yourself? And
All right.
I've already said you're in Maine, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Jason Alexander. My brand is FogBreaker Studios. I'm currently the creative lead and writer on minicomicbundles.com. We're doing a year-long run of collectible mini comics. We're doing 3 a month from September, and I think it's going to run until about November. We're also pushing out some mini comics, and I'm doing some flash fiction prose writing on the website for the annual subscribers. So that's kind of where I am now. All my Instagram is always where I post most of my stuff of what I'm doing, and the mini comic bundles on Facebook. But yeah, that's where I am. Like, this is, if y'all want to get a look, like when I say mini comics, they are mini comics. A really neat idea that the artist had, Aaron Guzman, to just kind of push out a bunch of stories and get them out in the mail every single month. And he needed a writer, and I love writing. So here we are. We started going on it, and the rest is been history. You know, we put out about 30 books since September, which is pretty cool for your first year of production. So I'm very, very proud of that.
That's a lot of work. And so is the mini comic bundles, is that a subscriptive service where you like sign
It
up for it
is.
and you receive comics in the mail?
Exactly. Yep. You get them in the mail every month. Three books for $5 a month. You can sign up for the whole year for $60. And signing up for the whole year gets you access to the web comics that we're doing, gets you access to the flash fiction, and a couple of sneak peeks on what comes next from us.
Very cool. That's a really cool business model. So what got you into comics in the first place? What made you want to be a comic
Well,
creator?
what made me want to be a comic creator was realizing that I was raised in a high control religion, and on my escape from it, I knew that there would be some type of activism in my future. I just didn't know what it looked like. And talking to a friend of mine who does a lot of music, I saw how he was getting a lot of pain out through his music. And I said, you know what? I think I want to do a comic book. Not necessarily knowing all the intricate details of what was to come in my future, but once I decided that, man, I started writing, and I realized like that was my thing. And I knew that comics was something that if I pushed myself enough, it was something that I could slide under a kid who might have the same questions that I had door. I was handing out magazines my whole life anyway, so may as well hand out magazines that I was creating on my own. So at that point, the rest was history. And once I was enjoying that, I realized that I enjoyed what comics had to offer. And I just want to see what else I can do with them.
Yes, it can be incredibly therapeutic writing stories and drawing stories. And I really, for myself personally, I find it to be very therapeutic to work
Absolutely.
through some
Yeah.
stuff. And I love that.
Yeah.
So what's the one of your work you're most proud of? I mean, you've got a handful of
Yeah, I
mini
got a
comics.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm so proud of the project in and of itself. The project is so fascinating, and I'm as rewarded as I hope the supporters are when they get them every month. Like, I'm always excited to get them, but it's pretty cool to see these stories exist and then see us start to say, okay, how do we get this to the bigger picture? What does this look like in a full-size comic? And this story here, Fishing Trip, started out as a daydream in one of my first fishing trips in Maine. And now it is going to be the platform that we build off of our next project after the mini comics are completed. So that's definitely one of the projects that I got going. And I'm just, I'm always working on my stuff in the background, that I like writing and drawing. But we'll see what happens with that. I got a story I'm gonna try to put some pages out for and see what the people think about it.
Cool, cool. And so what do you so it sounds like you're working, you've got some plans. So what's coming next in the mini comic bundles,
So
or what's your next project you're working on?
so on completion of the mini comics, we are going to go into a story called Shabito Files. It's the best way to describe it is a Fantastic Four family meets X-Files meets true the truest Junji Ito Japanese horror. So it's a story of a family who has saved the world before they had children, but in order to save the world, they cursed their future children with with essentially powers, but it's entities that get attached to these kids that give them their powers. And so you meet this family with this unspoken tension while they're trying to do something that they really only can do. It's very Indiana Jones. It's got a splash of Lovecraft Country in it as well, because I love that show. So horror is something that I never thought I would write, but it turns out it was something that I was always writing, and now I'm just embracing it. I'm going back and I'm looking at old horror, and I'm just having a blast. It's the playground I want to play in.
Well, that story sounds dark, but like in the best way.
Thank you.
And I think that there's this surge. I mean, there's always been Black folks writing and doing horror, but I feel like there's this kind of been this surge, especially with like Jordan Peele's work and stuff like that,
Yeah.
with creators of color creating these horror stories. And horror for Black folks is different than horror for white folks, right? Because we've
Yeah.
lived through horror
It's
a lot of
personal.
times.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And it's you get marginalized, and then so many of us find ourselves in other situations that we are also pushed down on. Mental health is something that is not discussed enough in our community. And once I got counseling, it changed everything for me. And so I'm a huge advocate for that, but I'm also a huge advocate for speaking about the things that are ugly and not being afraid to speak on it. I don't do family secrets anymore. I won't do that because it serves nobody. But no, our horror it's got everybody's horror does, but our horror has soul, because
Yes.
it's just that's kind of what we do. I'm very much enjoying it. It's just a fun field to be in, and to just, I don't know, just scare you because it's scary.
That sounds exciting. I look forward to reading that one because I do enjoy a bit of horror.
Awesome. You'll love it.
Yeah, cool. Very, very good. All right. Well, tell me, where can people find your work?
Instagram, FogBreaker Studios. I'm very active there. Facebook, I'm Jason Alexander. I'm also Mini Comic Bundles on Facebook. I got some more peripherals I'm trying to work on, but all that will be posted and funneled through my Instagram. The website is Mini Comic Bundles. All the information is there on the minis, on the web comics that are coming up, all your subscriber information, and send DMs if you have questions. I'm always happy to answer.
Absolutely. So everybody out there, subscribe to Mini Comic Bundles, because like, what's better than getting comics in the mail? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's sell this out so we can get some more stuff done, guys.
That's right. And he can do more work on his horror comic, which
Exactly.
All
Hey,
right.
thank
Well,
you so much for having me, man. I really, really appreciate it.
thank you, man. I'm so glad you could be a part of it.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, take it easy.